We, when we played Appy, the week we played Appy, we had a whole week of practice. We didn't have a midweek game that week, and we really sat down and we did a little self-inventory, a little bit what Coach was talking about, and we really tried to go back and hit the fundamentals, especially at the defensive end. I felt like we were giving up too many easy baskets, fouled a little bit too much. And then offensively, I had a heart-to-heart talk with some guys about playing their role. And we really challenged some of our guys on the bench to be better practice players, to make practices more competitive, and to find a way to contribute in the game. And then the last thing we did, we tried to challenge our starters to be more consistent so that we knew, we could count a little bit more on what they were going to give us night in and night out. So that's in a nutshell kind of what we did that week. And then we just addressed the issue of late game situations. And that whole week and every time we've had an opportunity to practice since, we have done at least 2 into the game situations every night. Now that takes, even if you do a 2-minute or a minute and a half or a 1-minute situation where you're down 1 or up 1, or sometimes we're down 1 shooting a 1-on-1. You do those situations, that'll take anywhere from 12 to 20 minutes depending on the timeouts you call and whatnot. You make it game-like. But so it takes some practice time. This time of the year, you're trying to keep your practices, between an hour and 15 minutes and an hour and a half on the court. And but we've really committed to doing that because we were losing a number of close games, which it was a lot of different things. It was turnovers, missed free throws, missing open jumpers, not getting a key stop. So it wasn't any one particular thing. It was just stepping up and making plays. And then we tried to identify who should have the ball and probably where the shots should come from. Like last night, late in the game, the last 5 minutes, all we did was middle ball screen. We were dragging 2 with Trey, and we were bringing either Boggsy, it was Boggsy early, then we put Tommy in the low post, brought him up to the guard spot, so we had an advantage. They had to scramble to that, we had an open man, and what I told them in the timeout, you guys coming up there, if you don't have the shot fake, because the guy's scrambling at you, penetrate just the mid-range. Wofford is a difficult team to get it all the way to the basket. They'll take the charge on it. So just penetrate and find Trey or Tommy, when it was Boggs. Find Trey or Tommy who are wide open. That's where Trey got his open 3. And get it back to our 2 shooters. In the one timeout, I said these are the only 2 guys that should shoot the outside jumper in this situation. And then, of course, late, you Trey, take it to your mid-range, make a play. We got 2 more games this week in this stretch. Not going to be easy, but honestly, we play pretty well on the road. We have a lot of road games. Our guys, they kind of bond a little bit. They play with a lot of confidence on the road, and hopefully we can get 1 or 2 this week and continue to get on a roll. But our guys were really excited about the win last night. We knew it was going to be a war.
Little recap of us and where we are. We dropped the tough one last night. I think the last 2 games that we've had have been pretty tough ones for us. Opportunities that we needed to take advantage of. Backing up a little bit to last weekend and referring to our UNCG game, Mackenzie had a great game with 18 points. Rena followed with 14. Great road win for us. We were kicking on all cylinders. We got off to a great start. We were running in transition, and our defense was solid from beginning to end. Came out with a really nice road win and great start to the weekend for us. Followed up on Monday at Elon and had a tougher game against them. Our offense was a little sluggish. We were with them in the first 10 and a half minutes or so, and we hit a big low offensively. Elon's a very up-paced, fast-tempo, running type offense. They've got a really nice inside-out approach, and we just couldn't hang with them with our offense kind of challenged and struggling a little bit. We got down, honestly, a good bit, about 20 points, and we fought back. We cut it within 9, had an opportunity with the ball to get to 7 in the last couple of minutes, and and couldn't take advantage of some of the opportunities. But a split on the road, came back this week, kind of regrouped a little bit, knowing that, as I talked about, we're in a stretch of games right now, 3 games in 5 days. We started with Furman on Saturday. I think if there's any team in the conference that we're most similar to, it's Furman. They've got a balance across the board. I don't think they have one player that's kind of that go-to that they really count on, but great balance across the board. We didn't get off to the best of starts. I thought we had some breakdowns, especially from a decent defensive standpoint. That's pretty basic things that we typically do. We gave up some early baskets, got down about 9 points to start the game, and then battled our way back. And found a way to tie it up and give ourselves an opportunity. For us, we've got to, quickly turn our attention and play Georgia Southern tomorrow, which we played really well down there. It again came down to an end of the game situation, a basket, and we dropped it down there, but I know we'll be ready to go. Our team is resilient. They're working extremely hard. They're bouncing back. It's we talk about it, we look at it in the film that we break down and things like this. Little things right now. It's not major things. We have a really small margin for error, and we've got to take advantage of little things that we can and have great attention to detail, especially from a defensive standpoint, to make sure we're on point with the things that we're looking to do. But as everybody knows, just from the men's games, and I was able to watch a little bit on what was on the website, if you can make a play down the stretch, it makes a big difference in how you're feeling the next morning. But we're working extremely hard. As a staff, we've tried to focus in on things that's really going to help make a difference for us. A couple of things that we've done this year is work on things that we can control and make sure that we're not hurting ourselves. 2 of those specifically are turnovers and giving up offensive rebounds. As of right now, before going into last night's game, we were second in the conference in fewest turnovers. Chat leads the conference at fewest, and we're next to them. And then with offensive rebounds, we don't give up a lot. And we're in the top tier of that in regards to that, and making sure we're getting those box outs and not giving up those second shots. And those are the things we can control. We can't always make the ball go in the basket as we want, but that's what we can do.